Jerusalem, the ancient city where every stone whispers a history of thousands of years, where the heart of three great religions beats. But what if I told you that just beneath these sacred lands, a message carved into the rock proves the tales told in Holy Scriptures and unlocks the secret of one of the greatest engineering marvels of the ancient world? Today, we will discover the audacious plan of a king under the threat of an empire, and the incredible story of pickaxes echoing in pitch darkness, tens of meters below the ground. This is the Siloam Inscription. The year is 1880. In the south of Jerusalem, a narrow, water-filled tunnel has been used by the public for centuries. As the story goes, a boy walking inside the tunnel slips and falls into the water. When he gets up, he sees carvings on the wall, illuminated by the water, that no one had noticed before. This was no simple scribble. It was a priceless 6-line text written in Paleo-Hebrew letters, one of the oldest known forms of the Hebrew alphabet. Modern archaeology had by chance found one of the most important pieces of evidence in history. However, the story of the inscription did not end with its discovery. Shortly after it was found, in 1891, this priceless artifact was secretly cut from the rock and stolen. Ottoman Empire authorities intervened and sent the artifact to the empire's capital, Istanbul. Today, the Siloam inscription is displayed thousands of kilometers away in the magnificent halls of the Istanbul Archaeology Museums. Although Israel has for many years requested the inscription's return to the land where it belongs, this historical heritage remains at the center of a cultural and political debate today. Most recently, in a speech at an archaeological site in Jerusalem on September 15th, Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu emphasized the importance of the Siloam inscription to Jewish history. He then recounted that in 1998, he had proposed a swap to Turkey, offering Ottoman-era artifacts in Israel's possession in exchange for the inscription, but that the then Prime Minister of the Republic of Turkey, Mesut Yilmaz, had refused. Netanyahu claimed that Mesut Yilmaz responded negatively because he feared the reaction from the voter base of the then mayor of Istanbul Metropolitan Municipality, Recep Tayyip Erdogan. The debates have not yet come to an end. What does this 2,700-year-old stone tell us? The victory of a king? The winning of a war? No, a much more human, much more exciting memory. The inscription tells how the tunnel was dug from two opposite ends and how the two teams of workers met underground. The texts in the text say, "Behold the tunnel." Now this is the matter of the tunnel. While the stone cutters were lifting the axe, one man towards his neighbor, and while there remained 3 cubits to be cut, the voice of a man could be heard calling out to his neighbor, for there had been only its side deviation, Heberi Warzada, in the rock face, where they were supposed to meet up, on the right and on the left. And on the day when the tunnel was being cut out, the stonecutters struck each man in front of his neighbor, axe against axe, and the waters from the source flowed into the pool for a distance of 200 cubits. Now 100 cubits was the height over the head of the stonecutters. Why did they undertake such a dangerous and difficult task? The answer lies in the ruthless politics of the 8th century BC. The superpower of the era, the Assyrian Empire, known for its cruelty, was conquering the entire region. Hezekiah, the king of Judah who held Jerusalem, knew he was the next target. The city's greatest weakness was that its main water source, the Gihon Spring, was located outside the city walls. In a potential siege, the Assyrians would cut off the water supply, and the city would surrender within weeks. To prevent this catastrophe, King Hezekiah devised one of history's most ingenious plans: to secretly divert the water from the Gihon Spring into the Siloam pool inside the city walls by digging a 533-meter-long tunnel. The Siloam inscription is much more than a stone. It is a monument to human intelligence, perseverance, and the instinct for survival. It carries the voices and excitement of the people who lived 2,700 years ago, and the echoes of that historic meeting. Today, thousands of tourists walk through this tunnel, following in the footsteps of those engineers, and touching the same cool waters. And perhaps when they stop and listen, they can still hear the whisper of those few lines carved into the walls. a whisper coming from the depths of history,